Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 112 and 113 for 15 and 16 of June. So for those that are not aware, you can actually look at the map that I use yourself on the website defensepoliticsasia.com/Ukraine, or just go to defensepoliticsasia.com, go to the Ukraine tab, and you'll be able to access this map. So in this map, you can actually zoom in, zoom out, you can move around, and you can also press this button, view larger map. You will actually jump straight to Google Maps itself, and it looks like this. So the links, all the information will come out on the left side. It looks a little different from the one that you see when I present, because that mode where you have the blurb only exists for the editing version. So this is the editing version which I usually use to present. I have no idea why they set it differently, because I thought this is actually a better UI. So you can also check out some of the quick updates that I have posted here. Some of the things that people have said, I haven't updated this for a little while, because it becomes quite rather meaningless, as nobody seems to be genuine and sincere with what they say. So so that's how it is. But if not, as you can see, all the quick updates are also here. There isn't much write-up because I want to save time. So basically, they're just the title. It's the same title as the one that are on the YouTube videos. And also, do help to press the like and share button. You can share the video, and also press the like button to help more people to reach it. And also want to check with you guys. I have been posting all these quick updates, and of course, after a number of quick updates, then we have this the summary. Do let me know what you think about this formatting, where I do a number of quick updates for people that are not interested to listen to the entire summary, and then we have the summary at the back. So let me know what you think as well in the comments. I will be reading them. Those that I read, I will press a like and heart button, as either one, like or heart. Which means that I actually read it. When I like it doesn't mean I agree with you. I just want to let you know I like that you actually commented. So anyway, this is the summary for the day of 112 and 113. I'm not going to play the the intro video. So let's just start. And let's start off with border shelling, or the closed caption like to call it Shaolin Temple, the Shaolin. So there are Shaolin monks here. Shaolin is reported at Leonivka. Shaolin reported at Bashev, at Luhansk, and this is the tree that was reported shelled by the Russian side. On the Ukrainians, they also did their own Shaolin monks on the Russian side. They actually shelled Dronovka, Zaravlevka, Sonisevka, Sareda, and Murom. There's actually one more that called Varishkin, but actually I cannot find this location. So yeah, so just know that there is this Varishkin also getting shelled. And moving on to the Odessa Front. So it's been some time since we had something on the Odessa Front. At the Odessa Front, there's this tugboat, Russian tugboat, Vasily Beck, getting hit by, I think, two missiles, two brimstone missiles, reportedly hitting the tugboat, and there's this video of it showing it explode and have set on fire. According to another channel, out of the 33 crew, 10 were missing, 23 are wounded, which means everyone is wounded, because there's only 33. 23 plus 10 is 33, so everyone is wounded, which means this is a very serious strike. However, the vessel is not sunk. It's actually being I think it's towed back to shore for repairs and for assessment. So despite the two hits, the tugboat still remains afloat, which is a huge far cry from what happened to Moscow, the battle cruiser that was sunk. So yeah, that's it. So that's all for the Odessa front. Moving on to the Mykolaiv front. Over the past 2 days, there is confirmation that the Ukrainian forces have captured Zolote-Hirske, Pravdane, and Oleksandrivka. So this capture is probably over the past 3 or 4 days. So don't think that this is like instantaneous, but it's just that the report only just appeared over the past 2 days that these locations are captured. Oleksandrivka and Zolote-Hirske is confirmed by core by Ukraine map, but of course, regardless what kind of information you're getting, do take it with a pinch of salt, because salt is tasty and people can lie. So who knows who is listening to the call? Maybe the person who is on the other side might actually give false information, because I believe Ukraine map don't really know every one of them personally. Probably context, and then they get all these numbers they call and ask, and who knows who is on the other side. So but anyway, this is still intel, this is still information, so I have updated it. In terms of the one from at Pravdane, this is actually reported by the pro-Russian source. So this is this also corroborates that this Ukrainian offensive at the Mykolaiv south is actually moving, and fighting continue to wage over at Kaiserlivka. Other than Kaiserlivka, there is no other fighting known, be it Maine, Vrubivka, Parasheve, or Stanislav. There is no known fighting around all these areas. The only one that is fighting currently we know of is Kaiserlivka. There are rumors that there are Ukrainian pushing forward towards Shiroka Balka. Oh no, sorry, Tomina Balka. This one. But I can't seem to pin down very firm information on this. So that's why I didn't indicate. Moving on to the Mykolaiv East or Snihurivka area. Fighting continues at Snihurivka. However, there is still no breakthrough from the Ukrainian side. And moving further northeast of Snihurivka, this is where we have the Davydiv Front. The only thing that's happening around here is actually artillery battle. This push for Velika Oleksandrivka seems to have failed. I haven't seen anything of this yet. I'm probably going to eliminate it, delete away this icon soon, maybe in the next update. All these icons, all these people, this human hiking icon, this is actually troop positions, known troop positions. Moving on to the Khyber front. At the Khyber front, there is rumors of fighting at Zaporizhzhia, but I don't seem to pin down in a firm way that is true. Otherwise, in terms of pro-Russian sources, they say that this is actually a very quiet front at this moment. But the Ukrainians are actually bracing themselves for a Russian offensive. There is some bombardments going on as well. Russian artillery have hit Dobryanka, Vysokopilia, as well as this Sofivka, where there are Ukrainian artillery forces around there. They got shot by the Russian side. However, I didn't indicate because I don't report much on artillery shelling. So that is the southern front. Moving on to Zaporizhzhia Line, there is no updates regarding this area. Moving on to Donetsk Front. At the Donetsk Front, the main fighting is actually now in this triangle area of Shevchenko, Palivka, and Yehorivka. So this is actually on the eastern or slightly southeast. Also, it's southeast of Donetsk city. And so what happened was that the Ukrainian actually launched an offensive where they tried to capture Shevchenko, and then they actually tried to cut towards the south of Palivka to cut this road between Yehorivka and Palivka. However, this offense have been pushed back, and they have not been able to capture this road, this road here to cut off reinforcement to Palivka, and the attempt to capture Shevchenko also doesn't seem to have worked out. So the offense has been pushed back. The 3 towns here still remain to be under Russian control. So there is no captures yet, and we are not sure whether the Ukrainians will continue to push again for this battle here. Moving on to the north of Donetsk city, at Avdiivka, there is fighting reported on the north of Avdiivka, and this is actually a Ukrainian offensive. However, according to Alek Blokhin, which is actually a pro-Russian source, he mentioned that due to an accident, which he didn't share the detail, maybe something the Ukrainian forces did wrongly that exposed their attack, and as a result, the attacking force got stopped in a way and suffered losses. Of course, everyone also always says suffered losses, so whatever it is, like maybe they lost their handphone, they lost their wallets, so a lot of losses lost, and then so the attack did not work out. So otherwise, the fighting remains to be on the eastern and the southern side of Avdiivka. No progress known as of yet. Moving on further, there's no updates regarding all this area. Fighting continued in the southern outskirts of New York. There is still no changes in this front here. And then now we are at the Bakhmut Front. At the Bakhmut Front, there is rumors that Novo-Luhansk has been captured, but I can't verify. I don't think it's true, because something this important would have been going viral on pro-Russian sources, but that's not the case. The rumors of the capture of Zaporizhzhia continues to be denied by the Ryba, the pro-Russian source and analysts, because they are the most credible of all pro-Russian sources. That's why I take their word very heavily. If they say it did not happen, then I do not think it happened. But the attempt to take Zaporizhzhia does indeed might have happened. The problem is I'm not sure where the attack come from. Is it coming from the north, from Vrubivka, or coming from the south, from Dolomite? So no idea. The Russian forces still have not taken the thermal power plant over at Zolote-Hirske. The Ukrainian forces continue to hold. However, at the Vrubivka area here, the Russian forces have entered reportedly into Zaitsev or Zaitsevo, whatever, Zaitsevo and or Zaitsev. However, this is entered. I'm not sure it's a capture yet. As per Alek Blokhin, he said that it's still too early to talk about capture. So they only say entered. I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean. Entered sounds like it's a 7-Eleven or something. So maybe they are there to buy some drinks or buy some vodka, because you need a lot to fight in this area. It must be damn of a big headache to fight in this area. There's no more updates regarding all this area. No news regarding all this region here. Be it for Perovske, Soleda, Yakokivka, Vasilivka, Nayakov, Berestov, all this, there's no updates. However, on the Vrubivka area, there is reported fighting in the area of Vrubivka. So despite the capture of Vrubivka by the Russian forces, the Ukrainian forces probably seems to be still very nearby, still close by, probably because there's so much forested area around this region. So the Ukrainian forces continue to be engaged around the area of Vrubivka. There's no news regarding the push for Novo-Ivanivka. There's no news here. Moving here at the Zolote-Hirske Front, I decided to call this the Zolote-Hirske Front. Anything above Hirske Zolote, here will be Luhansk Front. So it will be a consistent Luhansk Front from now on. I decided to just call it that. So anyway, at the Zolote-Hirske Front, the biggest development is the capture of Katerinivka by the Russian forces. The Katerinivka is one of the probable stronghold by the Ukrainian forces. The Russians took a really long time to capture this small little town or village. Took maybe 2 months, I guess. So because of this capture, we are now looking at the operational encirclement of Zolote 3. So this squarish settlement here is Zolote 3, and there's likelihood that the Russian forces are already in this area here, entirely encircling this settlement here. Even if the Russian forces are not here, given the distance here, this gap is probably only between 1 to 2 kilometers only. It will be still under Russian fire control, and it is no longer possible to resupply, reinforce, or to withdraw from Zolote 3 unless they're going to do this one massive withdrawal, which will be risky and highly bad for health. So that's all for the Zolote-Hirske Front. No other updates regarding this region. There's no update for the Mena, Dolena, Ustinivka, and Bobrov. And moving on to, so so what happened is that the last time I believe I actually closed this up here, and the Google Map keep resetting, so this thing did not reflect. Yeah, so now it looks better. Now we are in the Luhansk Front. There's no updates for Borivske, and there's no update regarding the fighting behind the airport area. The latest update that we get based on the latest map from pro-Russian sources is that the Russians, after taking this bridge area, this road area between Azot Plant and the this Prolektarsky Bridge, the Russian forces have continued to push south, and they are now fighting in the area of Lenin Bridge, which is this bridge that was also destroyed. So they are fighting in around this area. So it looks like the Russian forces is attempting encirclement of the Azot Plant. Not just this western side push. There is also a push on the eastern side where they have already captured more or less this area, and they are now pushing to close this pincer movement and to encircle the entire 2,500 Ukrainian troops that is still holding up in the Azot Plant area. Out of this 2,500, 20 to 25% is foreign fighters. So that's probably between 500 to 750 foreign fighters. And the Russian side, or the Luhansk side, is very keen to capture all these foreign fighters and to send them on trial and probably sentence all of them to death. And this will probably send a huge message to the world. And diplomatically, I think this is something that they really want to do, which is why I believe they are attempting this major pincer movement to cut them off and to destroy them once and for all. This 2,500 troops is known to be very combat worthy. These are not territorial fighters. My understanding that these are very good fighters. These are all well-trained soldiers, and some footages that came out showing the foreign fighters in action within the Azot Plant. They look like they know what they are doing, and so things are not looking so good for the Ukrainian forces in this region. And there is also some progress at Lisna, Dacha, and as well as Saratayne. So, but of course, these are all based on just report. We do not know what. We do not have journalists or reporters on the ground. I believe the situation within Severodonetsk remains to be really tense, and reporters and journalists are not allowed within this region. Not so if you see this polygon, so this is the based on the Russian pro-Russian sources information where the fighting the front lines are. This one is the one based on the journalists on the ground. So these are front lines that is absolutely verified. This is not. This is based on reports. So that's why there is two layers here. This is exclusive only for Severodonetsk only. The rest of the fronts I do not apply this because Severodonetsk is a major city. You're going to take some time to go through, which is why we have this attempt to actually try to get as much verification as possible of the front line. But I cannot ignore the reported front line since the fighting is really fierce, and I have to put one more layer so that I can explain what is actually happening. So this is Luhansk Front. There is report that there's a HQ at Novodruzhsk. So this is the Ukrainian HQ that is commanding or managing the fighting at Severodonetsk. So this just happened to be reported by the pro-Russian sources. That's all for the Luhansk Front. Coming to the Izyum Front, I believe the entire fighting for Ryhorodok has been given up. So I'm going to delete this. And there is no more report of fighting at Ryhorodok. So I think the Russians have given up here. And my reason and my theory is that this is way too near to Sloviansk. So as a result, any reinforcement can reach there within half an hour. It's only 8 kilometers away. So by driving, you can be there in 5 to 10 minutes. So it is not very tenable to fight for this position because enemy reinforcement can keep coming and overwhelm the attackers. And there's only one way to go through, which is this dam here. These two bridges has been destroyed. So it is and there's way too many rivers around here. So the crossing over here is very difficult for the Russians to hold a firm beachhead or bridgehead. So I think the Russians are now not focusing their attention here anymore. They are pushing from other directions to encircle Sloviansk and Kramatorsk. Fighting continues at Krasnopilia after the capture of Dolina. There's still no progress as of yet. There's a Sukhoi 25 shot down near Mazanivka. Fighting continues to be in the region of Mazanivka. Previously, I reported Dovhenke has been captured by the Russian forces. Fighting continues at Dubrovne, and the rest of the front, there's no really any updates. However, there is the Russian sources reported there is Russian recon troops or reconnaissance groups operating in the forest near Bavinkov. So according to the report, they say that they are trying to search for other the recon of the Ukrainian forces. They are trying to slow down the advance of Russian armed forces. So a very, very weird statement because the front line is rather far away. This is around 14, 15 kilometers away. And unless you... So this, just take this with a pinch of salt. Unless you want to believe the Russian forces is already here within this line of Nova Dmitrivka. But I don't think that's the case. So that's all. So on the forested area west of Izyum city, I've added this Ukrainian Izyum offensive polygon. So this is to mark out the Ukrainian forces that is operating out from Petrivsky and Protopopivka. They have tampon crossings here, around here and around here. So through the tampon crossing, they are able to launch this offensive. Previously, some of them are being intercepted near Rudnevy. The Russians have sent in their own recon forces to try to take out the Ukrainian recon forces. This offensive is not a major offensive. It's not a massive army pushing through. It's actually reconnaissance troops, small groups of military troops or combat troops. They are pushing through to try to harass the Russian supply line. So where they are exactly at is not so clear. So the Russians are indeed distracted, and they are drawing the attention and forces of the Russian army advancing within Donbass. So it's according to the pro-Russian sources. So Ukrainian DRG, which is the reconnaissance group, they are operating within the forest belt. So within this entire forested area. Previously, they have captured Spivakivka, Zavodi, and Pridonetsk. which this likely is there's no Russian forces there, which is why the capture is pretty easy, because there is also no sense to put forces to be there. It's not very strategically important. The more strategically important location is Andriivka, Petropavlia, and Velika Komishubakha, which is where the supposed fighting is. However, this is not to be ignored. Should this force be accumulated big enough, they can actually push in and cut off the roads north of Izyum. So the Russians are not going to take this lightly. That's why they are sending, they are diverting some forces into the forest to take out all these recon forces of the Ukrainians. There is no updates around Balakliya yet. The offensive still have not started. Moving on to the Kharkiv Front, or previously known as the Happy Front. At the Kharkiv Front, there is no update regarding this confusing situation here at Venisaltiv, Stary-Saltiv area. Fighting is only reported to continue at Rubizne area and Venisaltiv, Stary-Saltiv area. But that's all I gather. There's no other detailed information regarding all these things. So we're gonna leave the things as is. Take a lot of salt. You can see SALT, salt. You know, salt teeth and saltif. This is upper saltif and older saltif. So have some more salt, upper salt, more salt, and take more old salt because new salt has been finished. We took too much salt. So there is no updates regarding the fighting for Postchova and Luzhka, Lozova, as well as Dementivka. I can only confirm that these offensives are still ongoing. The Russians are still trying to push. And according to pro-Russian sources, the Ukrainian forces at Prudianska and Slatine are feeling slutty and feeling very worried because of this push at Dementivka. But don't know what is that supposed to mean. That they are being worried. Fighting at the Supivka is also kind of not going anywhere. So this is the summary for the day of 112 and 113 for 15 and 16 of June. So as mentioned, you can find this map at defensepoliticsasia.com/Ukraine. You can play around, zoom around, and so you don't have to keep saying that why you didn't zoom out. No, it's here. Everything is in the description. So if you never look at the description, it's your fault. So look at the description. There's also the Discord channel you can join to for some like-minded minds to chit chat. If you are not so like-minded, you like to quarrel a lot, you can actually join the Telegram chat group. You can argue all you want there. There's no moderation there. So that's the Telegram. You can also engage me on Twitter. Twitter is usually used by me to troll around. I don't really care that much about Twitter. I mainly use it for sourcing. So anyway, this is the summary for this Ukraine war for the past 2 days, and I'll see you in the next update.